Good afternoon. Welcome if you just tuned in. It's just coming up to 39 minutes after 5 o'clock. I'm Nana Akua. We are live on TV, online, on digital radio. This is GB News, and it's time now for the Great British Debate this hour. I'm asking, is this the beginning of the end for Sir Keir Starmer? Now, the Prime Minister has been in the spotlight since coming into power with controversy. Well, it started off with riots, didn't it? Surrounding wardrobe gate, freebies and working from home. Well, not really, not his own home. And this comes as Rosie Duffield has quit the party, and a new poll from Opinion shows Sir Keir Starmer's net approval rating is down a whopping 30%. So for the Great British Debate this hour, I'm asking, is this the beginning of the end for Sir Keir Starmer? Well, joining me to discuss my panel, political commentator Nigel Nelson, broadcaster and journalist Danny Kelly, and Andrew Eborn. He's still here.
Can't get rid of me.
Yes, with his Book of Failure.
Oh, the Book of Failure, this is the one. We're going to talk about this a little bit, but this is where Sir Keir Starmer, the new chapter, this is the second edition with a foreword by Mike Reid, my good mate, but Sir Keir can appear in the third edition. We'll make that make sense. You're right. Basically, the reason I did the book was so many people talk about success, but very rarely about the failure that leads to that success. And I always say that if necessity is the mother of invention, well, failure is the father of success. But Sir Keir, what a dreadful start.
Oh.
I'm talking about hypocrisy. You're turning round where he criticised, you might remember Boris Johnson, all about the curtains and the wallpaper, and Carrie doesn't live here anymore, and they had this thing about interior resigns. Well, now it is. Basically, it's a two-tier Keir, and his free gear is outrageous. The hypocrisy is what stinks the most. And you're looking at that sort of basis. It's now the Frocky Horror Show. That's how it all started, didn't it? With the dresses. And the reason he has to spend thousands of pounds on spectacles is so he can see that hypocrisy.
Yeah, well, he needs to have a look at it, because perhaps I don't see why he can't see it. Nigel Nelson.
No, it's not the end. I mean, he's
not think?
No, it's been a bad beginning, I think, is the way to put it. That the freebies have been a misstep. He has promised, in fact, an independent ethics and integrity commission. That was one of the things that was promised in the election manifesto. I'd quite like to see him introduce that fairly shortly, so they can decide whether some of the things he's been up to and the other cabinet ministers have been up to is in order.
But it depends who he puts in it, right? Because if he's got the choice of who goes in it, then the sort of people he's going to put in it, probably Sue Gray.
Yeah.
Well, you know, it's meant to be independent,
yeah,
but it won't be anyone from government.
Well, you know, but the people that they put in it, we end up with all these cronies, Labour cronies, which end up just supporting everything. Danny Kelly.
I think it's too premature to suggest it's the end.
The beginning of the end.
I think it's too early to suggest it's the beginning of the end. If Rosie Duffield called a by-election, I think Rosie Duffield should do the honourable thing and say, I'm stepping down and I want a by-election, because I don't think Labour would win, and I think that Keir Starmer has built foundations on very shaky ground. He's peed off the union backers about the old age pensioners and their pensions. They're not happy about the winter fuel allowance. Yeah. Rosie Duffield, who overturned a massive Tory majority to give Labour their first victory in this constituency, I think she should have the courage of her conviction. If she is so principled in life, she should call a by-election. I don't think Labour would win it. Now, if Labour didn't win it, and the Tories or Reform or even Rosie Duffield as an independent, I think that foundation gets even shakier. Yeah. And I still think it's too premature. But I think in 12 months, 18 months' time, unless things dramatically improve and pick up, and the British people feel that there's a difference.
So Rosie Duffield by-election, maybe Lord Alli could buy an election for Sir Keir Starmer. He's bought everything else. Yeah. No, the reality is that trust comes in on foot but leaves on horseback. We were given all these promises during the election. People voted for them. We're not going to increase taxes, not on the ordinary working man, whatever that means. Well, we're realising that virtually anybody's not ordinary or working on that sort of premise, because they're all going to be taxed. Taking away the winter fuel allowance when the same time that you're announcing all these thousands of pounds spent on these freebies, it's abhorrent. The optics of it are absolutely appalling.
The optics are bad. No, as we keep saying, I think that they certainly are. And that's why he's absolutely right to say he won't do it anymore. He shouldn't have done it in the first place.
Lessons have been learned.
He shouldn't have done it in the first place, and having done it, he should have come out very quickly and announced absolutely everything and said, right, this is what I've had.
Did you see him, though, in the interview with Beth Rigby, where he didn't even seem remorseful about any of it at all?
No, I think
that is a real problem as well. You've gone and done that. People are freezing and bills are going up and everything's rising, and you're being told about it and asking whether you can see the optics. He didn't appear to understand.
No, the point he was making there is that he hasn't actually done anything wrong in the sense that he's not broken any rules. I think that's the...
Morally, I think, yes.
Well, morally, that's certainly a judgment you can make. But as far as the rules go, he didn't break them. He was a bit late in actually declaring them.
Well, isn't that a breach of the rules,
Isn't that breaking the rules? If you're late in declaring
You
something?
should actually, yeah.
Yeah, so
he hasn't broken the rules.
Yes, he has. Members of the jury, I tell you. So he's broken the rules.
He's broken the rules.
And the rules are there for a reason.
Yeah, they are.
And he broke them, yes?
Well, he was a late declaration because the rules weren't clear.
Oh, come on. There's another clip of him explaining the rules very clearly to Boris
28
Johnson.
days.
He knows the rules. He broke the rules. Not only that, a bit of subterfuge going on when he did that interview at Lord Alli's house where he put his picture there.
18
told everybody
million.
to stay at home. Listen, we're running out of time. Thank you, Andrew Eborn.
Pleasure to see you.
The Book of Failures.
Buy the book.
Book of Failures. Sounds fabulous.
It's
Nigel
good.
Nelson and also Danny Kelly. Right, coming up next, clip debate. Some very interesting decisions on the catwalk from this model. Find out what happens next.
Oh, my.